This is a video review of the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Leader Class Ultra Magnus. So, I got this figure about a couple of months ago for 95 Australian dollars in one of our local toy shops. Um, all in all, he's not too bad. I've had it for quite a while and I've been picking him up and down and playing around with him. He's a fun little figure. And especially considering he's a leader class, a lot of my existing leader class figures, they're hard to pose, they're hard to transform and everything, but this guy, I mean, he's a really easy, really fun, really poseable leader class figure. So as you can see here, he is beside Voyager class Optimus Prime, and he is the same size in this mode as leader Optimus Prime. And that is because similar to his G1 incarnation, he comes in two robot modes. One of them is the basic, so you can say Optimus Prime cab, and then the other one is more the armored up version. So in this review, we'll start with him in the Voyager Optimus Prime cab mode, and then we'll transform him to truck, attach his trailer, go back to robot mode, and then show him off in his full armored up mode. And in between, I'll show you things like poseability and size comparisons and all that, so you have a good idea of how good he is and how he scales with other figures from the line and from previous lines. Okay, so starting with this one, as you can see, he is roughly the same size as Prime, as I've said, but he's definitely a very different mold. The only thing that comes close to similar may be the head sculpts, but even then, focus. While I'd say that their heads are really similar, there are some small subtle differences. So like this one is a bit wider, this secondary horn, while that one is a little bit pointier. And if you can see, there is that ridge on top of Prime's helmet that doesn't exist here. Oops, sorry. Here. I mean, this one goes all the way to the back. There's a subtle line there, but it doesn't go all the way to the back. So they're very similar head sculpts. Focus. Very similar head sculpts, but they are not exactly the same, which is good, I think. Now focusing on Ultra Magnus himself, he is quite a bit chunkier than Optimus Prime, which I think fits the persona of the figure. He is supposed to be a military veteran kind of thing as well, and it helps bulk up the armored up mode as well. So zooming in, this is basically the default G1 face with the red eyes and the blue faceplate. There's not much battle damage paint on this mode except for the legs, and those legs are basically the same. The only things aside from the hands that are exposed in armored up mode as well, so that's probably why this is the only part that has battle damage. Yes, that tiny Autobot logo there, yellow paint on the headlights. This bit is cool, like it's clear blue plastic, but as you can see, has a layer of 3D detail underneath, and how they accomplished that was similar to the part of Prime's Dinobots. If you look at the back of the inside of the body. It's actually painted silver inside. So silver inside, blue plastic. I think yeah, it's a good effect. White with the silver details there. I mean, pretty standard. Some parts come off as a bit lanky, disproportionate, but that is because it plays into the armored up mode later on. It helps make it more proportional in armored up mode. So from the side, he has this quite sizable backpack, but it's not too bad. It's fairly compact, and it's at the top of his body, so I don't mind. At the back, again, fairly wide, aside from this front bumper of basically the truck mode later on. It's a lot of battle damage paint here, but I don't know, it looks nice. I don't mind it at all. It's nice. Now in terms of accessories, he comes with a few guns. So I'll just focus on the guns now, and we'll show off the armored parts later on. So he comes with these two, the same gun. I mean, it looks really nice, at least on this side. Silver painted is nice. On the other side is this very hollow plastic, which if you ask me what I hate most about this figure is this. I mean, he's so posable. I like posing him John Woo style with this dual pistols, but I have to be careful when taking pictures so that the hollow parts don't show. What can you do? Then there's these shoulder mounted missiles, which plays into the this is more for the armored up mode, I think, but you can still, I mean, attach him to the guns if you want. Like there's holes and shit like that. So but yeah, this is more for armored up mode. It's also hollow inside, but since it attaches on the shoulders, you don't really notice the hollowness, so it's not too bad. And lastly, you have the standard Magnus rifle, which is also hollow, but I think this was executed a lot well, given that the hollowness is in the middle, so it adds depth in the figure, I think. Silver painted, actually red plastic, silver painted. So since the hollowness is in the middle, it's not it doesn't look that bad. This one, I mean, one side is not usable for photography, so yeah, can you do? Now, okay, going back to this guy, for articulation, his head is on a ball joint, so you can go left and right, all the way around, a little bit down, a little bit up, enough, I think. The shoulder, it goes all the way around, goes all the way out. There's a swivel there, it goes all the way around, 90 degrees at the elbow, and a swivel wrist that goes all the way around as well. It has a waist joint that goes all the way around, hips that go all the way, well, not all the way, but I mean a good way to the side, all the way to the back, all the way to the front. Knees that go a little bit less than 90 degrees, and ankles that go a little bit out, a little more in, but not enough, I think, but yeah, good enough. And the heel spur, so it can go, as I posted earlier, it goes you can put him in pretty dynamic poses with the guns and all that. So yeah, like I said, fun to pick up. Sometimes when I go out, you can't bring the whole thing, just bring the cab. Still good enough for quick pick up and play kind of things. So since I've already reviewed this guy, and he's about the same size as that, if you want to see size comparisons of this guy with the rest of the siege line, just go to the review of Optimus Prime. So just to save some time. Okay, so that's that. Pretty good Voyager. Oh, sorry. You can actually store this in this mode, so you can actually attach it on the leg if you wanted to. Up to you. So when I bring him around, that's the gun that I use. I put those on the legs. It doesn't look half bad. You can put this at the back as well, but this one is egregious, and this you can put on here or here as well. Up to you. But yeah, I only mostly store him with these guns. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go to vehicle mode. Remove these parts. Okay, so let me just give me a few minutes. I'll transform this guy, and then let's go through some comparisons. Okay, so let's transform this guy and go through some comparisons. So transform him. Let's just straighten him out first. The first thing I'll do is untab his shoulder. This used to be a whole of a lot more tight, but yeah, it loosened up over time. Still at the point where it's not that loose, so I think it's a yeah, it's good now. Put that head in like I showed you. Now what you do is this entire top part of the body coming from the waist, it'll actually push forward. To do that, hold him here on the waist. Oops, sorry, support him on the waist, and then using your thumb, push the bottom part forward. And you can do the usual pushing by force like that, but I'm afraid you might break up a few of the things. So always push where everything is, where the force is, just so you don't put the stress on the rest of the plastic. So should untick with relative ease. So do it from the side. See, relative ease. Now after you do that, you slide this bit down. Now let me just show you. I've seen a few reviewers just pushing this thing down. If this is not pushed forward, it won't push down, just because I don't know if you can see that. Of these, there's this. Let me just show you when I transform it. Okay, so if I push it down, this part of the, you see that blue bar at the middle? It's all blue anyway, but it's gonna be hard to see. There, see that blue plastic there? It will be blocked by the body, so you have to push it forward first before you push it down. Otherwise, I mean, it just won't do that. It won't allow you to push it down. I've seen some reviewers were able to actually push it down, but I don't know what they broke in the process anyway. So untab, push this down, push all the way forward until it, okay, so until it audibly clicks. See, clicks. So other reviewers don't push it all the way forward. So I mean, it's not that bad, but it's supposed to click. Twist this around at the waist, and then what you do is, see that peg? Okay, see that peg and see that hole? You fold this such that that peg goes in that hole, and then if you look at here, that peg will rest in that gap there. So let me show you. Peg this in, peg, and that rests there. See? Okay, now for the other side, Again, peg that to the hole, and it rests there. See, snug. And then see that little peg there, it will actually peg, well, soft peg into that hole. So while it doesn't secure it, it will prevent it from flapping down. So just go open the leg a little bit, fold it there, and then soft peg. Do the same thing on the other side, and then peg that into that. Okay. Yep, and there he is in his normal truck mode. So looking closer into the truck mode, again, it's this really nice silver bumper. Can't complain much there. Pretty clean, not much in terms of battle damage. It's only mostly there, which is where all the damage will be, I guess, if you get rammed by this truck. Hands and feet are showing, but that's not too bad considering you won't keep him in this truck mode anyway. You'll put him in the armored up truck mode most of the time. Okay, so the only reason I'm showing you this without the truck or without the trailer is to show you that he scales very well with Voyager Prime. I mean, he's a bit taller, Prime is a bit wider, but they're about the same size. So, like if I take a Titan Master, for example, if you can imagine him driving this, you can certainly imagine him driving this as well. I mean, it fits perfectly. That's it. Now, if you want to see how this fits with the other Siege figures, just look at the review for this guy, since they're the same size. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let me show you how to transform his trailer properly. So let's take this guy out first, and then let's get the other parts of the trailer into focus. So that's his forearm covers. These are his iconic shoulder thingies. They're iconic, but I don't know what they're called, so just thingies. And there's this chest armor, and there's his, okay, maybe better if I do it this way, leg armor. Yep, so that will form his trailer. So let's start with that. First thing I'll do is I'll put this aside. These things they unpeg, so they're just pegged. These two are pegged there. So as you can see, there's a little hook there. I mean, it doesn't hook too securely, so just safe to just pull it out. Unpeg that and unfold it fully. Let's do the same with this guy. Untag. So it folds into 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now using these two, these are supposed to form like the back of the truck, and these are formed as the back of the trailer, and this is the side of the trailer. Now using this chest armor piece, you just unfold that using your finger, press that to unfold this, and then unfold this. So it also folds into 5 sections. Turn it around. Now what you'll do is this tab there goes in that hole, that tab goes into that top hole. So start with that. That's a bit tricky because you have to hold on to 3 pieces at the same time. It's not totally difficult though. So yeah. Oops. There you go. Oops, sorry. Like I said, tricky. But yeah, it doesn't go in. Oh. Again, take 3. Peg. Okay. peg into that hole, slide that peg there, and then push them together. So now while I'm having trouble, this is the hardest, well, this is the most difficult part of transformation, but the rest should be easy. Okay, next thing you'll do is getting the shoulder pylons, untap the gray bit there. I'll show you what that's for later on. Gray bit there, and then you peg these together. So just see that white, well, you'll see it is a very blatant white piece. It just hinges inside, no, not hinges, it just pegs inside like that. That's it. Okay, sorry, again, hinges in like this. Okay, now seeing those two shoulder pieces there, you just fold that, they will peg here. Now, I've seen reviewers peg him this way. No, you're supposed to peg him this way. And the reason for that, you'll see in a bit. So I peg that there. You'll see the reason in a bit. Now using these forearm pieces, see that hole there and that hole there. They'll peg right on top of the head. So just form, so just peg that there, form like a diagonal or something, like an arrow pointing to his head. That's it. Now see that tab there, that will tab into that slot. Sorry, that tab will tab into that slot, and then these three tabs over here will tab in these slots as well. Tabs in many places. So, and then that thing will tab there as well. So tabs in quite a few places. So as you can imagine, this is very secure once it's actually in vehicle mode. Tab, tab, and they line up well. It's not really that difficult to do. It's just that I'm having to look at the camera while I'm looking at the figure at the same time. So yeah, as you can see, it's pegged securely there, pegged securely there, and pegged securely there. Okay, and that's basically his cap, or sorry, his trailer. Now to transform this or combine this with Magnus, those two divots there will securely fasten underneath there, and then this top part will go to the top. This will basically just line up together like that, and then the bottom, you can see this gap, the gap between the gray pieces will go there. So yep, fairly secure. And then the last bit, this one, see that one will soft peg there, while those two will hook there. This, I think, will be the first thing to break if you're not careful. I'll show you how I remove it after the video, but anyway, or after the transformation to robot mode. So there, it pegs there. You can probably store the gun there if you want. It's quite a bit of space, but yeah. There. Yep. So there is Magnus in his very RID-esque truck mode. So again, putting back prime. Like I said, they scale quite well, but yeah, Prime doesn't have a trailer. I hope we get a third-party trailer sometime soon. But yeah, looking closely now into the vehicle mode. That's that big gap. I should have told you that during the cab review. That's not nice, but okay, do. You can see the head there, but there is a way to slightly cover it up. I'll show you later. But yeah, there's no space to fit in a car inside. But yeah, what can you do? Painted rims. The back is clearly his feet. A lot of reviewers have pointed out the fact that this is not flat, and you can't make it flat. I tried. There's no way. I mean, but anyway, it doesn't look that bad in any case, so I don't mind. The top looks a little bit messy because that's obviously his chest and everything, but anyway, you'll be looking at it from the side, so it's not really that bad. Now to compare him with another Siege figure. This is deluxe sideswipe. Again, scales perfectly. I imagine this Titan's return driver there. Yep, it's just return driver there. Scales really well. Same driver can sit there. Now comparing him with his movie counterparts. There's Blur. There's RC. Here's Cup. Here's Perceptor, but and here's Hot Rod. Considering these are Titan's return figures, sorry, which will have Titan Master Driver, so yep, scale well. This is a bit small. This you can want to set a Titan Master on top. I want to get that Titan's return version of this guy, this girl. If anyone has it, let me know. Not too bad. I mean, you can probably fit one car at the top. That's it. Okay, you do. And that's that. And here he is with Power of the Primes. Power of the Primes Hot Rod. This is too big. This one scales a little bit better, I think. This one is a little bit too big, I think. What can you do? So let me just transform this guy into his Winnebago mode. Okay, so there he is beside the Winnebago Prime, which I don't think looks too bad. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think while this Hot Rod mode is a little big, I think this Winnebago mode doesn't look too bad in terms of scale. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Now to compare him with the other Magnus figure that we had. This one was a really good one. Here is Combiner Wars Magnus. As you can see, the cab is quite a bit smaller, but the trailer is has a lot more space. Here it is inside. Yeah. So this guy's more RID. This is more IDW slash G1. So vehicle mode, up to you which one you prefer. Robot mode, although we'll see later on, this is a lot better in robot mode. Okay. Whew. So let's get him into robot mode, or armored up robot mode. First thing you'll do is basically whatever we did before, we all disengage. So, disengage the top part of this. Now that part is tricky. You're susceptible to break, especially that last one. So what I actually do is I use this for leverage, and I try to pull it down there, pull it down while flipping it. Same with this one. Go. So it disengages a lot easier, and that will free up the cab. Now we disengage the rest of this. We can remove basically one tab from the side, the same ones that we tabbed together, there, and there. So that last one first. This top swivel, do the thing for this other side. Yep. Remove the shoulder pylons, split up the back part, and remove forearms, legs, forearms, and shoulder pylon. Now transform him to almost this robot mode minus a couple of steps. So first thing is unpeg the feet, swivel them down, unpeg the arms, lock them into place. Lock them into place. Twist at the waist. Do not swivel it up. Push this together. Now when you push it together, don't push it there because you'll put stress there. Push it from here and push it from here. Push these two together. This can be a bit tough, but yep, push them together. Leave that down, leave the head inside. And oops, sorry, don't need to do that. And this belt piece, pull that down, twist it, and then push it back out to reveal the Magnus belt. Okay, now setting him to the side, taking these leg parts, you fold it once there, and then fold it in the middle there, then fold it there, and then tab those tabs to that hole. Oops. There you go. It's a soft tab. Shouldn't give you too much trouble. Do the same here. Fold this one. Fold from here. Fold those two. And then tab there. Legs. And then this one, fold this one to the back, fold that one to the back, and there you go. Chest. Okay, legs and chest. Now lastly, we combine it now. Use this, make sure the heel spur is still folded up, and then just push it all the way through. It should friction in. Same with the other side. Now forearms, the painted, don't ask me why the painted side goes in the inside, which is a waste of opportunity if you ask me. And then that peg, okay, yep, that peg goes into that hole. Oops, if I don't wrap it first. Now make sure to push it all the way in so that it tabs together flush. I've seen a lot of reviewers that don't push it all the way in, so that doesn't close all the way in as well. Okay, now to the other side again. So if I don't push it in, see, If I don't push it in all the way, there's this small gap. But if I push it all the way in, flush. Okay. Shoulder pylons. Just gray piece should be at the back. Push this all the way in. Push it as much as you can at the shoulder. Okay. And that hole, that peg, that peg is supposed to peg into that hole. So doing that, push it all the way forward and then just peg it in. I saw some developers trying to just shimmy it in. I mean, it will work, but then it won't secure in place. Do the other side. Okay, see, if you don't press it all the way, it doesn't peg. But if you press it all the way in, it should peg nicely in. There you go. Almost done. Last part. That spine part will go clip onto those two clip parts. So just clip it in. That peg there, oops, sorry. That peg there will peg to that hole there. On shoulders, put that in. Again, that peg will peg in that hole. See? Shit. There. So there's Ultra Magnus in his magnificent armored up mode. So you can see, really good looking armored up mode. Now you take these shoulder missiles, and like every other Magnus, just put him on his shoulders. And give him his Magnus gun. Now these guns, you can either peg there, which looks okay. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. Or they can also peg that hole, which also looks okay. So I guess it depends on whether you want them to show or not in robot mode. But you have those options. So yeah, really good robot mode. Okay, so let me pause here. I'll transform these guys and I'll show you some size comparisons again. Okay, so let's go through the figure again. So you can see, very faithful, very accurate Magnus head sculpt there. One question: how come his unarmored head sculpt has a faceplate, and yet his armored up mode doesn't have a faceplate? I don't know. Anyway, his chest has this battle damage as well, which looks nice. No complaints there. That is clear plastic, and you can see the white cab underneath, which is a good touch, I think. Not that long shoulder pylons, but yeah, I prefer this over the egregiously long one from the IDW power Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Battle damage there, and battle damage there, which looks bad. It looks good. I don't mind it. From the side, can't see his head because of the pylon, but anyway, it's good. No complaints there. wheels. From the back, again, not too bad. Depending on where you place the guns, that's how it looks without the guns. Again, not too bad. No complaints there. Now for some size comparisons. Here he is with IDW Ultra Magnus. As you can see, IDW Ultra Magnus towers over him. This one is a nice Ultra Magnus. He's very accurate to the IDW. So, I mean, he is a good thing in your collection. Unless you're one of those guys who just keeps one version of each character in the collection. And yeah, I think he's good. But this is more G1 accurate. More G1. I prefer this. Here he is with Optimus Prime. Oh, sorry. By the way, Power of the Prime's Rodimus is about this size as well. So he towers over that guy. Doesn't scale at all. Now here he is with Optimus Prime. As you can see, he doesn't look all that much bigger than Prime, but he is big enough that he scales well. That is the scale that you'll see if you go through those scale charts. I think they are perfect scale together. Now here he is with Sideswipe. Again, scales perfectly with them. Alright, so we remove this. We just keep Sideswipe here for a moment to give you some relative scale. So here he is with some of my old Titans Returns figures. That is in the same movie as him. That is Hot Rod, Titans Return, Blur, Titans Return, Perceptor, Titans Return, Cap. I don't have the Generation Springer with me. That one I left in Manila when I migrated here to Melbourne. But we will have an updated version of Springer in a couple of months, I think. So I'll be waiting for that. I also have Generations RC. Now, I think while they don't scale as well as this guy, they still look good together nonetheless. If anyone has the Titans Return RC or knows where I can pick him up, please let me know. I really want to get that one, and it's been a very hard thing to find. Okay. Now, while the Power of the Prime's leader Rodimus doesn't scale well, we did this. This one I think does. So here is the Power of the Prime's Hot Rod that comes inside. It comes inside this guy. So as you can see, this scales. Oop, RC and his weak ankles. As you can see, that guy actually scales very well with Magnus. So another point of comparison, there's Prime. So as you can see, he's not as big as Prime, but he is tall enough that he looks in scale. So I'm happy with that. So while I'm not too happy with Power of the Prime's leader Hot Rod, I'll probably pose these guys with that. Okay, the last one, just because he's a chunky monkey, here he is with another chunky monkey, Mark Ruffalo. Now that is not the Marvel Legends one, this is the SH Figure Arts one, but he is about the same size as the Marvel Legends. So Not face paint, but really good. Okay, so yeah, now just going over articulation of that guy. His head is on a swivel, can go all the way around, can go a little bit up, not much down. Shoulders can go all the way around, no hindrance there. Since there's a gap there, arms will go all the way out. Oops. Elbows will go 90 degrees. Swivel. Swivel at the waist. Legs go all the way up. Although this is a bit heavy, so it tends to slide down. But not too bad. I mean, if you're standing him up, it's strong enough to hold him in poses. Ratcheted forward, blocked at the back, but what can you do? 90 degrees, oh, less 90 degrees on the knee. Can you do again? And swivel ankle. So yeah, he's quite a poseable leader class figure. So yeah, not too bad at all. So yeah, I think he's a very good replacement for your Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Or if you're just like me, you'll just put all these ginormous leader classes into one side. So you'll have this guy, you'll have Power of Rhymes Optimus, Power of the Primes Optimal Optimus on one shelf, and then you'll post this guy with the rest of your generations figures, but that's up to you. Okay, so yeah, that has been the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Ultra Magnus. So it's been a long review. If you like that review, please do subscribe to me and click the like button. I appreciate all the support I'll be getting from you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching.